So here's a fun one. An 83-year-old man spends like 30 years of his life collecting Star Wars Legos, 780 sealed sets, never opened, worth around $200,000. His whole life savings basically, and he was going to sell them to pay for his medical bills. He puts them in a store, on consignment, has a signed agreement and everything, and then the store just doesn't give them back. That's it. That's the whole thing. A franchise Lego store decided an old man's $200,000 collection was apparently theirs now. The local cop shrugged and said, "Sounds like a civil matter, bro." And the family spent over a year getting stonewalled by everybody. That's where it would have ended too. Except some random dude from California heard about it, said, "Nah," and drove 16 hours to go be annoying about it on camera. Got arrested twice, fled to Mexico, got the actual CEO of Patreon to tell this company to go to hell on video, and raised $454,000 for the family. Oh, and as of today, that same dude just posted a video saying he might have to shut up forever or he goes to jail. We're talking about Bricks and Minifigs, Reckless Ben, and honestly one of the most insane stories the internet has produced in a while. Let's get into it. Real quick for context, Bricks and Minifigs is a used Lego resale franchise chain. They've got like 300 locations across the US and Canada. The idea is pretty simple. You bring in your old Lego sets, they sell them for you, take a cut, you get the rest. For the Lego collector world, this actually makes a lot of sense. Sealed vintage sets are genuinely worth serious money. A Millennium Falcon from 2007 will get you thousands. Star Wars Lego especially holds its value like crazy. Now here's the detail that becomes extremely relevant later. According to Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, consignment deals are actually banned under their franchise agreements. Like, franchisees aren't supposed to be doing them at all. Cool, keep that in your pocket. We'll come back to it. So the story starts with Ed Mansell, 83 years old, lives in Oregon. He and his son Bryan have been collecting Star Wars Lego since the early 90s. By the time this all goes down, they've got 780 sealed sets, all original boxes, never opened. The store they ended up working with was so hyped about this collection, they literally posted about it on Facebook, calling it one of the largest private Star Wars Lego collections in the region, and said it was estimated to be worth well over $200,000. That post is still live, by the way, which is funny. By 2023, Ed's health is declining. Bryan decides it's time to sell to cover his dad's medical bills. On November 22nd, 2023, Bryan signs a consignment agreement with the Keyser, Oregon Bricks and Minifigs location, run by Crystal Law Gorman and her husband Benjamin Gorman. The terms are simple. Bryan owns the collection, the store gets 35% commission on sales, Bryan gets the other 65% every month. Anything that doesn't sell gets returned to Bryan when the deal ends. The Gormans kept a running inventory document, and for like a year, totally fine. Money came in, everything was normal. Then November 2024 rolls around and everything goes to shit. Here's where it gets good. Benjamin Schneider, Reckless Ben on YouTube, is a 30-year-old stunt content creator from California. This guy doesn't make explainer videos, he drives to the problem and makes it someone's bad day on camera. Early 2026, Ben hears about the Mansell situation. His reaction, in his own words, was that it was a crazy level of injustice, and instead of just tweeting about it like a normal person, he loads up a crew and drives to Utah to find Joshua Johnson, one of the new franchise owners, to serve him legal papers on Bryan's behalf. What happens next is kind of beautiful. Ben sets up a fake rival business called We Steal From Old People. He has a crew member dress as a UPS driver to try to get to Johnson's door. He organizes lottery raffles in the neighborhood, absolute chaos energy. Johnson calls the American Fork Police Department and reports them for harassment. March 10th, Ben gets arrested. Charges: stalking, residential targeted picketing, disorderly conduct, trespassing. March 11th, arrested again. The next day, police execute a search warrant on the Airbnb he and his crew are staying at. The justification? The Airbnb owner told police he overheard people inside talking about possibly stolen Lego toys. They searched the whole place, found nothing. Now the body cam footage of the arrest gets released and it shows Ben walking out of the Airbnb, arms at his sides, phone in hand. Totally calm. An officer immediately grabs his arm. Ben says the guy dislocated his shoulder. Police say no complaints of shoulder pain were documented. Ben's response: he had already dislocated that shoulder in a ski accident 3 days earlier. So yeah, a normal person grabs it, it's fine. For him, not fine. He even said he doesn't think the cop was trying to hurt him. His shoulder was just already messed up. Then Ben gets the actual body cam footage through public records requests and starts going through it clip by clip in a video that gets 1.8 million views. In that footage, you can reportedly hear officers saying they were ready and willing to arrest him for digital stalking because he was using electronic means for communication and coordinating, using a phone to talk to your crew. Digital stalking. Okay, and then the unredacted body cam footage accidentally leaks. The American Fork PD reportedly uploaded the whole thing to a public Dropbox and accidentally shared the link. The leaked footage includes interviews with Johnson, Ben's arrest, and officer conversations, some with audio conveniently missing because officers can self-mute their cameras. In that footage, Bricks and Minifigs CEO Ammon McNeff is heard accusing Ben of extortion. And after the Airbnb raid, one officer is recorded saying it was so funny to run into the Airbnb owner again given the situation, which is a weird thing to say unless you know the Airbnb owner. Meanwhile, back in Oregon, the Gormans are done being quiet. Crystal Law Gorman goes public, releases statements, videos, the audio recording of the ops director threatening her, the security footage from the night of the takeover, all of it backing up Bryan's story. On March 27, 2026, the Gormans filed their own lawsuit against Bricks and Minifigs for breach of contract. Crystal also says she has contracts that directly contradict the company's claim that consignment was prohibited. She puts it plainly on her GoFundMe. Yeah, she started a GoFundMe too. This whole thing has like 3 GoFundMes saying the company is fighting aggressively and using delay tactics rather than allowing this matter to simply be heard openly in court. Now here's where it gets messy. In June, Bricks and Minifigs drops their own bombshell during their internal investigation, claiming Crystal kept 3 separate sets of books, had a personal email still connected to company data after she left, and that sales records show she had been significantly underreporting sales to Bryan, meaning Bryan might have been getting shorted on his 65% this whole time, even before the new owners showed up. That's a wild allegation. It's also very convenient that it showed up right when the company needed a scapegoat. I'll let you decide what to do with that. So Ben starts posting his investigation series on YouTube in May 2026. First video, I tracked down the thief who stole $200,000 of Lego. Over 1 million views. Every single video after that, over 1 million views. He's not pulling punches either. He's straight up saying the collection was stolen and that police are actively working with the thieves to cover the entire thing up. At some point, Ben says he's fled to Mexico because he heard a no-bail arrest warrant was out for him. The American Fork PD puts out a press release on May 29th saying there are no active warrants for him in Utah. Ben's take, they only said that because he went public about it. He also sets up a GoFundMe for Bryan and his dad, says all the money goes into a legal trust directly for the family. The internet opens their wallets. By early June, $382,000. As of today, $454,456, still going up. Bricks and Minifigs' response to all of this? Sue everybody. May 30th, 2026, they file a lawsuit against Reckless Ben, Bryan Mansell, and others. Accuse them of a coordinated multi-platform campaign with false accusations, fabricated claims, deceptive practices, and manufactured confrontations to extort and racketeering. They invoke the RICO Act. The RICO Act. The law designed for the mob, against a YouTuber and an old man trying to get his Lego back. But they didn't stop there. They also quietly went to Patreon, where Ben posts early access videos for his supporters, and filed a complaint to get his page taken down, included a request for a temporary restraining order and a preliminary injunction. And then Patreon CEO Jack Conte posted a video responding to it, his exact words, after an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's trust and safety team, we have, in fact, unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up, and if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us. He also called it a despicable maneuver. The internet absolutely lost it. 2 days later, June 4th, Bricks and Minifigs announces the Kaiser store is permanently closed. They cut ties with Best & Johnson, citing significant evidence of gross negligence. CEO Ammon McNeff publicly offers to sit down with Bryan Mansell, make him whole, and return whatever sets are still there. He also offers to drop the lawsuit, but only against Mansell, not against Ben. And then this morning happened. Ben posts a video called Bad News. He's been officially served. A Utah court granted the company's request to serve him through email. There's a temporary restraining order dated May 28th that specifically says he cannot release any more videos about Bricks and Minifigs franchising. Part 3 of his series, which he finished after, in his words, crazy all-nighters and basically destroying my health, cannot go up. He says it plainly, I can't post it or I will go to jail. And not only that, but I will also immediately lose my lawsuit of $300,000, and the GoFundMe we made for Bryan will go straight to this mystery company that I am no longer allowed to talk about. He can't even say their name. He just calls them this mystery company the whole video. And the reason the TRO was granted? The company apparently told the court Ben had been making bomb threats and planning to murder their employees. Ben's response: my personal opinion is that this is unfair because this company was telling the court that I was making bomb threats. I was planning on murdering the manager and employees, which obviously I didn't do, and you can see that in the footage. He also says, the only problem is I was not given a chance to share my side. The court just heard their perspective, not mine. Last line of the video, and looks like this might be it, so GoFundMe link in the description. We steal from old people website still up. Ben, for now, silenced. So here's where everything is right now. The collection's still not fully back. Bricks and Minifigs says they'll make Bryan whole. Bryan hasn't confirmed he's gotten everything. The lawsuits there are like 4 of them happening simultaneously. Bricks and Minifigs versus Ben and Bryan. The Gormans versus Bricks and Minifigs. Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs for $300,000. Bryan's original small claims case. It's an absolute legal mess. Ben, silenced by TRO. Can't post part 3. Can't say the company's name. Still facing misdemeanor stalking charges from the March arrests. Bricks and Minifigs, 1 store closed, 2 franchise owners cut loose, reputation torched, CEO in retreat mode. Still suing a dude who raised $454,000 for a family they allegedly screwed over. The Gormans still in litigation. Their role in this is genuinely complicated and honestly still not fully clear. The GoFundMe $454,456 raised, more than double what the collection was worth, in a legal trust for Bryan. That's everything as of today, June 9th, 2026. This thing is moving fast, could look completely different by the time you're watching this. GoFundMe link for Bryan and his dad is in the description if you want to help directly. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about all this, and I'll catch you in the next one.